We're turning now to Mercer County and a program that's looking to get people back on their feet. The Mercer County Drug Court launched in 2023. People charged with non-aggravated felonies can plea into this program if it's deemed they're committing crimes because of that substance abuse. And the goal is to treat addiction and get graduates back into society. Last month, the program officially celebrated its very first graduate. So here to explain what this program is and how it works is Drug Court Coordinator Janet Dalton and Assistant State's Attorney for Mercer County, Matt Voights. Thank you both so much for being here today. Janet, I want to start with you. Is it normal for a county the size of Mercer County to have a program like this?
Thank you so much for having us. It's so wonderful to meet you. And yes and no. So typically for specialty courts, they tend to focus more on the bigger communities, bigger counties. But per statute, standard wise, every single county should have a specialty court. So it has taken us this long, and we finally got one. Our state's attorney's office worked very, very hard to bring our drug court, specialty court to Mercer County. So while every single county should have one, it's very rare that you find them in smaller counties. So we're very fortunate that we have one.
And it's so exciting that you had your first graduate. I want to get to that in a second. But right now, let's tell people how the program works in the first place. I mean, Matt, if someone pleads into this program, are they able to avoid jail time?
Potentially, yes. So this is something that is a diversionary court program post-plea. So they would have to plead guilty to whatever they're charged with. And then if they get into the program, the idea is that they can either, I don't want to say avoid jail time, but through obtaining their sobriety and entering this lifelong recovery process, they can then be integrated back into society, which is generally what we want, because in Mercer County we have a lot of recidivism. I'm sure other smaller counties and even larger counties deal with it as well. So we don't want to see these people time after time. We don't want to send them to the Department of Corrections just to see them again in a year, 2 years, 4 years. So the best way we can do that is trying to make them into functioning members of society and enter into a life of recovery.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the recidivism rates because, I mean, that's a huge part of this, right? Is someone theoretically that can graduate this program not only benefits their own life, but it's a huge benefit to the whole community at large to not have someone repeatedly going through the justice system. But we also should tell people, I mean, like you said, it's not like this is a 1-hour class once every 2 weeks. I mean, when someone is admitted to this program, what kind of steps do they have to take?
So it's pretty rigorous. Of course, you have the court process. You go through the court process. The entire drug court team consists of different areas for treatment, let's just say. So you have a treatment provider, which for us, fortunately, we partnered with RICA, who is based in the Quad Cities. So they come to us. The clients themselves can go to them. They can do Zoom treatment. So we have a peer support person, which is somebody with lived experience that can tell them, hey, I went through a similar program. I graduated. Our peer support person right now is 5 years sober, which is amazing. So they have somebody that they can talk to and relate to, whereas we're coming from a legal perspective. You know, they look at us and go, oh, you want to lock me up? Or I had a drink, I slipped up. You know, they can go to this person and say, I'm having cravings, you know, things like that. And then, of course, we have the state, we have our public defender, and then my department. So it's a whole group of us that are all working together, and it's an ongoing process. And from the day they plead in until the day they graduate, they're in constant treatment, constantly in court. So you know, the battle may be there in the beginning, but as they see the vision and start buying into it, success. We had our graduation. So that's the dream for anybody that comes in, and it's a whole ongoing process.
So this process takes well over 2 years. There's 5 steps. Each step is progressively longer, requires them to have sobriety dates, certain amount of sobriety dates before they can move on to another step, or phase as we call them. And each phase also includes things like getting your own residence, getting a job, opening a bank account, depositing your checks in said bank account, learning how to manage a debit card and a checkbook. A lot of our participants have not led what I would call a normal life. They have no idea how to balance a checkbook. They have no clue how to pay your utilities or anything like that. So it really is almost reforming this person from the ground up and teaching them how to function in society.
Well, let's talk about graduation. You recently had, last month, your very first graduate. I mean, walk me through that. First of all, this individual has given his permission for his face to be shown here. I mean, how did you guys feel personally watching his hard work pay off?
I can tell you there probably wasn't a dry eye in our courtroom. I'm glad this happened to be our first graduate because I think literally everybody has dealt with this person and knew of this person. And so for him to be our first graduate, and he sat, I have to give him his kudos, and judge told him this on graduation day. He sat in our jail and waited for a year just so he could be the first participant in our drug court program. This happened to be the person that gave this entire community the buy-in to our drug court. And so to have that day finally arrive where we all sat in that courtroom and watched the judge sign off and say you're done was the best day of my entire career.
I completely agree. I have been prosecuting out here for 9 years now. And I can tell you that on my first week, I remember seeing this individual in custody. And I can say that I was amazed at the transformation that our program brought to him. And I was so happy on graduation. And it's not even necessarily about not seeing him anymore, not prosecuting him in court. Just how he looks, how he feels, the huge difference you can see just really made me happy.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I know how much work you have put into this. Thank you so much for your time today. I think this is a really incredible program. It's such a gift or a blessing to Mercer County to have this available. And thank you guys so much for your time. And for you guys at home, we have that contact info up on our website. You can also check out the online version of this story at WQAD.com. Just click on the As Seen on TV tab at the top of the homepage. And we had even more to this interview that we couldn't get to right now, but you can watch the full 15-minute version on our News 8 Plus app. That's where we discuss how you can refer someone you love to the Mercer County Drug Court. Just download on your TV and watch for free.